Good morning, traders. Good morning. I trust you've been great, and I hope market has been treating you right. So I just want to confirm if you can hear me. So you can hear me and you can see my screen very well. Can you react to this, or just send a chat in so that I can be sure that we are ready and I can get started with this week's outlook. So if you can hear me very well and you can see my screen, can you react to this? Put it in the chat box. Oh, perfect. All right, so today is another day, and you know that it is already a culture right here at Easy Pips for us to go live every Tuesday to take a look at what the market has for us for the week. And firstly, I would like to apologize for last week. We couldn't go live last week because of some situation that just came up at the last minute. We couldn't go live, but at the same time, you would notice that we were posting setups back to back on the Telegram community. So if you usually join this live and you are not in a Telegram community yet, make sure that you find the link to join the Telegram community so that we can carry each other along. And by the way, last week was a funny week in in this trading space for me. Right, it was a very funny week because it was just like back to back, losing trades. I think the couple of trades that were picked last week on gold alone. I think for those that know me, they know that I don't just sit down with gold. Yeah, gold is easy, it's fast. There's a lot of money to be made on gold. It's volatile, but at the same time, if you can't just there's some people that actually sit down with gold alone and they trade gold alone. But for someone like me, I have other strategies running on other accounts. For example, I have my position trading strategy, which I use to trade for my clients, where I run trade for weeks, for months, holding the trades and getting good returns from the markets every month. So gold is just more like my high intensity, feel the market rush kind of what's it called, of interest for me. Like I just got interested in it, and of course there is a lot of money to be made in gold. And also gold is also one pair that I actually place my SMC strategy on. Like the other part, I use price action to analyze some. I use other things to analyze other pairs, but I keep my SMC strategy like I keep trading gold with it, and also not just gold, and also other commodities like your BTC, USD, GJ, and the likes, right? And then for some of us that traded gold last week, you would agree with me that market was just making so many erratic moves. Like structures were not being held, so it's just broken anyhow. You wouldn't even beat your chest and say, "Oh, market is going up," because market will go up and then it will make massive move backward, downward again. Like you wouldn't even be able to identify which one is if its market is an uptrend or it was a downtrend last week. And I think that was what caused the streak that happened last week. But then for me, I already started the week good. I got an entry, a clean setup on GJ yesterday, and now I intend to show you before I get started with today's market outlook, because I didn't post this on the Telegram community, but I just told myself that I was going to show you the setup before we move on to today's analysis. Please, if you can hear me, loud and clear, you can see my screen, please don't hesitate to put it in the chat box. Just type I can hear you, okay, or anything in the chat box. Right. Alright, so let me quickly show you the setup I had on GG yesterday. Okay, so on GJ yesterday, the outlook, you know how we start our analysis. It's always very simple. How we start it. Overall on GJ, you agree with me that market has been in a massive uptrend. Market has been in a massive uptrend. If I decide to reduce this scale, you see that, can you see? Market has been a massive uptrend. So if you are looking for a sell opportunity in this kind of market, then you have to be careful and take the little you can take and run out of the market, right? So so I already picked my bias, and my bias is to the upside, was to the upside yesterday, and it is still to the upside. And if I go to my H1 time frame, which is the next thing I always go to, so on my H1 time frame, I was able to mark out some levels. For example, yeah, market is pushing to the upside, right? Market is pushing to the upside. At the same time, there was a change of character on H1 to the downside, and that was why I marked out these other blocks. These other blocks are not what I'm going to be using, because don't forget my bias is to the upside. So I wasn't going to be using these, but I needed to put them there because those are potential places that price could make a U-turn. So if I'm on a buy position, it is possible that when price gets to these levels, I could get a reversal, and I don't want to be caught in a reversal, especially when I'm on a winning trade. I don't want to be caught there, so that my wins would not be wiped out, right? I hope you guys can hear me. So after that, there was something I saw on the 15 minutes time frame. Moving on to the 15 minutes time frame. On the 15 minutes time frame, I could see this simple market structure. It's like one of the simplest setup I've placed this month, right? Yeah, there has been a change of character to the downside, but you could see price moving gradually to this upside, to this other block up here, right? And it's forming a perfect, it's like, this is like a channel. It's forming a perfect trending market, which is uptrend, right? And uptrend is categorized by higher highs and higher lows. Don't forget that. If you don't know that, you can go back to my previous videos where I explain market structure in the YouTube channel. So I saw this push, markets forming the higher lows, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then I was waiting for market to form a new higher low for me to shoot in, right? And at the same time, I was able to identify this, connecting this trend line. I connected the lows as my trend line, and then I think when I entered this trade, market was around here. Market was around here, but I could not see a complete. I could not see a complete other block, right? I could not see a complete other block around here, so I went to the 5 minutes time frame, and on the 5 minutes time frame, it became clearer, right? Don't forget I was here at that point, and I could see that the last break of structure happened here, and the move that caused this break of structure happened at this zone. The move that caused the break of structure happened at this zone, and then Don't forget market. Don't this happens to be my what BOS. And then immediately the break of structure happened. This is one thing I've not explained to you, and I think I'm still going to find time to explain this to you very well, loud and clear. But at the same time, after this break of structure happened, there was a slight retracement and liquidity was taken, right? The liquidity was taken, so this is just my liquidity. But then I think we've not really gotten that right. But then I'll probably in one of our sessions, I intend to go live on TikTok this week, before the end of this week. So probably I'm going to explain this, all this liquidity and all those things. I will explain that inducements and so on. I'm going to explain that on the TikTok channel. It's not going to be on YouTube, right? Because this YouTube live is just for me to come and we analyze the outlook for the week together. So yeah, back to my move. The move that caused this break of structure started here, and I identified my order block, and I saw my liquidity, and I saw my fair value gap too. So all this was just like I told you. It's been a while I saw a perfect setup like this. Like observing street market structure, like breaking structure, tapping here, taking liquidity, and coming down to mitigate my other block, and boom, it was easy 1 to 5 for me. You can see 1 to 5 risk to reward, and I was out of the trade. And don't forget, I always like to put my stop loss, so I intentionally had to put my stop loss first below the low of this candle. I could see another one here, so I had to put my stop loss at least slightly below this, and also I made sure that my stop loss was also slightly below the trend line, right? And it was a simple 1 to 5. I think the trade got activated during the day, and it hit full TP at night. It was a good one, 1 to 5. So with this one move, like almost all the losses that was incurred last week on gold has been covered up for. That is the power of risk management. If you don't have a solid risk management plan, you will just eventually get drowned. Whenever there is a losing streak, you get drowned. So please don't joke with your risk management plan. Don't joke with it. Guys, I want to be sure that you can hear me. If you can hear me and I'm still connected to you, can you drop a message in the chat box? If you're still connected, can you drop a message in the chat box? Am I still connected? If you can hear me, just type yes or something. Oh, is something wrong with my internet? waiting for you guys. I need to be sure that I'm still connected. I can't see any reaction over here. Okay, so I guess I'm just going to continue because I'm not sure that you guys are very active, and I mean, for some people that will still come back to watch this video, for their sake, I'm just going to continue. All right. Okay, so that's just what I saw on GG, and I already locked in a position this morning, so I'm going to start from there, from BTC USD. I already locked a position on BTC USD, and I would like to share that with you so that you can lock it in. So let's analyze BTC USD together. Let's analyze BTC USD together. Now, the first thing, don't forget, you want to check the bigger picture. So the first thing is to go to the higher time frame, the D1 time frame, and if I connect this trend line, right, I connect these eyes, this is my trend line, and what I could say from this is that this trend line, yeah, the overall sentiment is to the downside, but something just happened. This trend line has been broken to the upside. It has been broken to the upside. So instead of us to have a bearish bias to BTC USD, we're going to be having a bullish bias, right? We're going to be looking at an opportunity to buy, right? And then something happened as well. I also connected this. I also drew out this other block. I also drew out this other block, and you would notice that immediately price broke out of this. In fact, I was really hoping that this other block was going to hold, this supply zone was going to hold, and then we're going to get a push to the downside. I was hoping we're going to get a push to the downside, which would indicate the continuation of this downtrend. But then that didn't happen. The trend line was broken, the other block was broken, and the other block has now turned to a breakers block, right? Which technically means that the resistance has now turned to support. Do you understand? So immediately there is a breakout now, as you can see from the price right now. There is already a breakout and then a retest of the breakers block, right? Now, for those that don't understand breaker block just simply means, let me put it out. So breaker block is just the other block that has been broken, and you can see this other block right here that was responsible for this move to this downside was broken, and it has now turned to a breaker block. So my bias on this D1 time frame is simple. Market is a downtrend, massive downtrend, but then there is already a break out of that downward trend, which and also a breakout of the other block, which signifies that a new trend is starting, and my bias is shifting gradually to the upside. My bias is shifting gradually to the upside. So that means I'm looking for an opportunity to buy. Even if I connect this, you notice clearly that this is already a change of character. This is a change of character to the upside. Do you understand? So all this is signifying something, that BTC momentum is shifting to the upside. So probably we could see a rally up and the first point of contact where price is possibly going to stop is this previous support that is going to turn to resistance, right? So that's the first point of contact. So I would like to just put this here, now. Don't forget, on this daily time frame, Mr. Ebenezer, good morning. Are you just waking up? So don't forget that on this daily time frame, right now, what is happening is that price is retesting this breaker block. So we want to go and look for a move in the direction of the new trend, and the new trend right now is uptrend. Don't forget. So it's a culture. So we're just going to go to the H1 time frame. We're going to go to the H1 time frame. For those that know me, you know that I don't like when my chart is rough. I don't like when my chart is rough. So I'm going to delete this. Okay, I don't need to delete it. I'm just going to change the setting. I only want to see this trend line, the first trend line. I only want to see it on higher time frame. I only want to see this one also on higher time frame. So let me go to H1 back. I like a clean chart. I don't like to get things complicated, right? So on my H1, I could only see my breaker block that has been broken recently, and also my possible take profit zone right here. Okay, so there's another thing I can spot also on the H1 time frame. I could spot another trend line. Can you see that? If you can hear me, please react to this. If you can hear me, react to this. Alright, so I can spot a trend line, right? And it shows that there is a momentum to the upside. You could see how price has been breaking the structure to the upside, break of structure to the upside, right? Is that simple? You could see, let me indicate that. You could see clearly higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. This one are just inside trend. Higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and we got something like this. So even on H1, the momentum is still to the upside, right? And don't forget, this is the place where price is now currently reacting to the other block, which is now the breaker block, right? I'm still going to probably in my TikTok session this week. That's why you have to stay connected, especially on that Telegram community. There is no particular day we're going to, this is the only fixed day. Tuesdays, every 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Nigerian time, we go live. But the TikTok arrangements, it could just be any time. So please make sure that you're connected to the Telegram community, right? Okay, so right now my bias, don't forget, it is still to the upside. So all what I'm going to be looking for is an opportunity to buy, right? And right now I can't see any significant order block here, although I can see a change of character to the upside right here, and this is caused by, let me draw something out for you. You can see this. Can you see that? So there's a change of character to the upside right here. Everything is still indicating an opportunity to buy, right? So let me just start looking for my for the opportunity for me to, okay, my H1 trend line is not showing, so let me on all intervals. All right, don't forget this box, it is still that our D1 breaker block. Don't forget. So right now, what can I see on the 15 minutes time frame? I could still see that break of structure to the upside. I can see that break of structure to the upside. At the same time, I can also see some inside trend, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? So even inside the trend, okay, let me see if I can check this on the 5 minutes and see a better view on the 5 minutes time frame. So on the 5 minutes time frame, the last break of structure happened right here. You can see that the last break of structure happened there, and I could also spot my other block now. Let me increase this so that you can see. You can spot my other block right now. You guys, I think you're already used to this strategy already, so I think I don't need to start explaining why this is the other block. You are used to it already. We've done live for like maybe 6 times or so, and we keep doing the same thing, right? So this now happens to be my other block that is responsible for this break of structure to the upside, and I'm just going to lock in my trade now. Okay, I'm going to lock in my trade, put my stop loss somewhere there. Now I've done this, so where am I possibly going to put my take profit? I can decide to go back to the 15 minutes, and then don't forget that my first target where I'm hoping that price would get to is this place, but it's going to be a very long ride. Additionally, I can put it at this liquidity here, at this area, right? Or better still, I can just take my small 1 to 5 and put it here. So those are options for you. Those are take profits. Those are take profit options for you, right? So for this, I think we're just going to be conservative. We're going to take our small 1 to 5, and then we are good to go. So guys, please get ready and lock in this trade. Like I said before I started this live, I already logged in this particular trade, and I'm just waiting for price to come back, to come and tap into it and start rallying straight into my direction. And you can obviously see there that there is going to be a powerful force that will possibly push price to the upside from this zone, because it also happens to be a confluence of the trend line. Even if you decide to shoot in your Fibonacci 2, you see that that also is a 61.8% Fibonacci retracement level. That's for the price action lovers, but don't forget we are not doing price action now. This is just we applying SMC. So it shows that there is going to be a powerful force around that zone that is likely going to push price to the upside. So we are just getting ready, and it is as simple as that. That is the strategy, guys. That is it. So this is my outlook for BTC USD, and let's see if price is going to tap into it before the end of the day. And I hope that price does not leave us behind and start rallying in our direction, right? So that's that about that. Let's see if we can analyze another pair together. Guys, don't forget, if there's any pair you want me to analyze for you today, or if this analysis I just did now is not clear to you, you can let me know so that I could quickly do a recap of it. So let's see what the almighty gold is saying. Let's see what gold is saying. I already told the community manager that we're not going to be dropping any signal on gold this week, because I really need to sit back and observe what gold is doing. The erratic behavior is crazy. It's crazy, and if care is not taken, all the gains that we've made so far this month, we could just wipe it out, especially because of this behavior. But then my outlook on gold right now, I could see a downtrend on gold, right? Although market is pushing erratically to the upside again, but then I had to identify two levels. These are my other block levels on daily time frame. They are very strong zones. So right here, I'm waiting for a reversal to the downside or a reversal to the downside here. Either ways, before market could get to this point, it will still go up, right? So my bias right now is to the upside on gold. I want to be looking for an opportunity to buy gold, not to sell gold. Although if I see a small opportunity to sell gold, I'm going to do that. Okay, so if I decide to go to my H1 time frame, what can I see on H1 time frame? What does it look like? Is that a trend line? You can't even predict gold. It's just crazy moves. Okay, I think like play. It's called like play chart. We could actually spot a trend line here, and this further confirms that it's possible that gold is going to break out to this upside and get to this particular point. This is our first point of contact, right? So it just further confirms that we should be looking for an opportunity to buy gold. And if you want to buy gold, where are you going to buy gold? You have to look for where there is a break of structure to the upside, and then you find the move that is responsible for that break of structure, and then you shoot in your others, right? And there's a trend line to back you up. So right now I can see a break of structure to the downside. Right now I can't actually spot anything significant on gold right now on this 1 hour time frame. Let me go to 45, let me go to 30 or 15. Let me go to 15. So now on the 15 minutes time frame, the only thing that is looking possible, is right now is for us to have a pullback to this level, to this particular level, right? A push to this particular level. And the reason for this push is because I could actually see a tiny break of structure right here. Not significant, but then it is still a break of structure. I think there was a break of structure here as well. Okay, and then I identified this place as my other block, and then I just look for an opportunity to get in here, put my stop loss like 200 pips, and just put my take profits. Let's see where we can actually get out of the market, and put our take profit somewhere, probably here. Take our 1 to 5 and run. Now this is the likely move. Now this move is not, the way I analyze this now is not fully the SMC strategy. This is just me applying the concept of trend line and hoping that there is going to be a push to the upside on this trend line at this point. Now what I'm going to be hoping for is that I don't get, like, it's possible for market to not tap into this other block, but then it's better safe than sorry. So I'd rather put my entry at this other block region. And wait and see if price is going to tap it. Take my 1 to 5 and run out of the market. In fact, right now, if by the time I place my trade and my trade gets activated and I already see 1 to 2 on gold, I close half and break even. I don't want any story on gold these days. It's crazy. The move is crazy. It has been crazy. Do you understand? So I think that is just my outlook on gold. If I'm still going to be locking in this trade, I'm going to post it in the Telegram channel, but then you can also lock it in. Don't forget, I already have a position on BTC USD, so I might be good to go for the day. Yeah, so that's just it. That's my outlook on BTC USD. That's also my outlook on gold. Let's see how it's going to play out. Right, for GJ, I told you I already took out a profit on GJ. If you're not online when I analyze this, please, you can, after this live session, you can go back and watch the recording. I've already explained how I came about this, right? So right now we are still seeing GJ pushing to the upside. I can see a break of structure to the upside here, and right now the move responsible for this break of structure to the upside, the one that just happened here, I can't find the move on M15. Let me check. M5. What do we have? What's happening at this point? What's happening there? Now I can't actually spot a significant other block around this zone, although I could see a demand zone. I could spot a demand zone at this point. This is just a zone where price is possibly going to react to. I could spot a zone at this point. So if I want to actually get in GJ, I'll be waiting for a reaction here. But the reaction here also means that this trend line has fully been broken. So this might not be a perfect time for me to get into GJ. I would rather wait and see how it's going to play out. But then if I see a reaction on this demand zone, if I see a reaction there, then I could possibly enter another buy, because overall what we are looking at is we are looking at price pushing to this other block above here. So the bias on GJ is still that price is going to possibly do some move and then finally get to our take profit destination, right? But then I can't actually lock in any trade right now because I can't see a clear market structure shift and all those things. I can't see it yet. All right, So today I think we've been able to cover just two pairs. We've been able to cover the BTC USD and also XAUUSD gold. If there is any other setup for the week, I would analyze and drop it. But guys, I want you guys to get ready because something is going to be happening very soon. I've spent the past 6 weeks or 7 weeks, or it's been a while, right? Trying to teach you the simple SMC strategy, right? But I don't want you to get clouded with it because eventually my SMC strategy, I've restricted it to commodities like gold, BTC. So there's something I'm going to be doing. It's possible that from the next live session, I'll be taking you back to price action. So whenever we come to live like that, we would analyze SMC on commodities, and by the time we go to currency pairs like euros, USD, all those ones, we'll analyze it with price action. So get set, get ready. Some of you understand price action. Price action is very sweet. In fact, price action is just centered around break and retest and candlestick pattern. It is very sweet and it is very simple, and there is a lot of money to be made using price action too, right? Just like I always say, there is no perfect strategy. See, what I've been able to do to myself is actually figure out the simple part of all these strategies that I can be applying that would give me an edge. There was a setup I posted in the Telegram community that did well, that gave us good move, that dished out good move. I think that was 2 weeks ago. It was not SMC, it was strictly price action, and I saw it on gold. So you need to equip yourself with all this knowledge so that you'll be able to relate with every market sentiment. The gold analysis I just shared with you now is not even based on full SMC. It's based on my understanding of price action, trend line, and all those things. So you need to be actually ready for whatever, especially this Trump market. If you don't really know how to, navigate these bad water, I don't want you to drown in it. Yes, you can stick with SMC, you can optimize it. You can stick with price action, you can optimize it, or you can also combine knowledge. The most important thing, the cocoa is for you not to, cloud and dirty your chart with so many tools. But if you have that knowledge, you can always apply it. So in the next live sessions, I'll probably be analyzing some currency pairs that I also take by the side. I'll be analyzing it for you, and we'll be picking these trades together, coupled with our SMC strategy on gold and commodities. So I think I've been able to do justice to today's live session. I'm so happy right now because we are heading to this session early. But before I go, if you have any question you'd like to ask me, please feel free to ask. And like I said, I'll be going live on TikTok to explain some advanced SMC setups to you. So if you are not on our TikTok page, make sure that you find the link to join the TikTok page. I wouldn't be dropping, and also stay connected on the Telegram. It's not going to be a fixed date. I'm just going to fix it anytime I'm free in the week. I'm just going to wake up one day and look at my calendar and then fix the TikTok live session. So don't snooze on it. Make sure you don't miss it because you'll be learning a lot. And also, like I always say, we've been sharing important information and knowledge on this YouTube channel. If this YouTube channel is not growing, it is your fault. It is my fault. So as much as you are learning a lot, as much as we are connecting and we are dishing out good trade setups every week, don't keep it alone to yourself. What you can do for us, we are already doing something for you. What you can do for us is not just showing up alone. It's also inviting people, inviting your friends. Let them come and connect. Let them come and learn. There are a lot of people out there that are struggling with forex trading. They don't know how to go about it. So many people out there that are losing money to forex trading. If you like them and you don't want them to be losing money, let them connect to this channel, right? So feel free to share the link. Tell them to subscribe and turn on the notification bell, and let us all grow together. Okay? So if you have any question before I run away. Please, can you quickly put it in the chat box if you have any question? And like I told you guys, whenever we also come on live, if there's any pair that you're analyzing at the moment and you want me to take a look at, feel free to always drop it in the chat. I'll do it live. I'll do it live. In fact, some of you can even send a message to the community and say, oh, for this live I want you to start with this pair, and then we're going to do it. Okay, we are here for you. So any question? I'm still waiting for you guys. Do you have any question before we go? All right, in the absence of question, I will call it a day. Any other information, I'll be posting it on the Telegram community. Thank you so much for coming. I'll see you again. I'll see you on the TikTok live. It's going to be an interesting one, so I'll see you there. Cheers, guys.